So should we wait for Adam? I mean, it's getting late. I don't know if it's...
No, he's gone a lot.
Yeah, we've learned to stop waiting for Adam.
Also, like yesterday, he seemed very quiet about things.
Yeah. I mean, like I've said, like we don't really talk a lot about,
Yeah.
you know, what happened. We just, so I think like yesterday was probably pretty tough. I don't know.
I think, you know, I thought, okay, percussion, 3 guys, you know, and I think I kind of know what it's going to be in some ways.
Yeah.
And then I walked in, and you know, there's equipment everywhere.
Yeah.
Can't believe that there's any organization to this. It just looks like, you know, wires are running everywhere, and I'm afraid to even take a step. But yeah, it was phenomenal.
Well, I think it's a real privilege to get to do what we do. It's, I think it's easy to feel like music owes you something, and
It doesn't.
It's honestly like one of my favorite parts about having worked with them for so long is really knowing them as people and watching the dynamic, especially putting on a show. It's kind of has a routine every time. And you know, there's a lot of their relationship that's like brothers in the way that they sort of interact with each other.
Oh, so there's something that is like drawing this being of sorts towards them.
Yeah.
That they're connecting on that level.
Bean?
Like a being, like a creature.
Oh, I thought you said like bean as in like, you know, like beans.
No, yeah.
Okay.
7. He seemed to take it harder than, you know.
Adam. Yeah. That's what I noticed too.
Yeah.
I think all of their events that they put on are more than the music. That's one of the things that I've told my staff who aren't as familiar with this sort of thing. I'm like, this isn't like your standard, even new music. It's performance art as well. And I think, and video, and all the things that we were just talking about earlier, as a 21st century artist, you need to embrace visual art.
Right. So they started, it was, you know, they started wanting to do different things, and they started doing more commissions. And then maybe five years ago, or maybe more, I started hearing Matt say, composers are really our people.
He can be shy, you know. Putting him in front of a camera is a big ask. I mean, we're new to each other too. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's pretty. Maybe we come back to him. I feel like he's just needs a breather. No, just trying to get different sounds and, you know, how rhythmic writing is. Like I hear, you know, I can hear drum beats and that kind of thing.
And everything is okay with like him and the kids, and right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21.
He's been teaching Zeke to play the drums.
Oh, well, they're pros. You know, I just set up mics and they do their thing. They usually, I kind of know what they do. I know that it's not going to be just about putting microphones in front of instruments. It's more about capturing many small sounds. They do a lot of very small sounds, but lots of them.
Did his bean collecting align with this experience with the creature?
I think it's part of it. I think it is. It seems like it's like, yeah.
I think a force. It's like this moment where we all just like realized it was there simultaneously. Like it was drawing us to it and then just announced its presence or something. And just remember just kind of being transfixed, just staring. It's very strange. Yeah, I think Cullen's been easy to talk to about it. Matt too, but Cullen seems to have a better grasp on what happened.
I really like these small ones too. They're kind of the same.
What was that? Is that bug?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a roach?
Yeah.
So I think I always saw theirs as something that was very left of center, which I appreciated. It was always something that would be sounds or things that I would not hear on a regular basis. Yeah, so for me it was very atypical.
35.
I'm trying to understand from like people about Line Upon Line, not only as a group but also like as people, and it seems to me like there's something that's a little bit elusive sometimes, and like even talking to them, they're like a bit secretive about maybe something that might have happened a few years ago. Some sort of like monolithic thing. I don't know.
Huh.
They haven't like mentioned anything like through performance.
No, they haven't mentioned it, but hearing you say that, I feel like I have noticed a change.
Yeah. Like about 6 years, right? Like 2017 or something like that.
I hate to, it's an overused word, but they have a lot of chemistry between. They're very, the three of them are very different personalities. I've gotten to know them more over the years. And that works really well.
Yeah, like we really haven't talked about it to each other.
Yeah.
So like this morning was like the first time we like kind of been forced to confront what it was, and I think we all just kind of don't know.
There's definitely like a Venn diagram of where they all intersect.
We actually kind of started as a collective. Like there were a large group of people that were involved in the first couple concerts, just because we were playing music with more people. And then we sort of had a meeting at my apartment where we
Talked about being a quartet.
Being serious.
It's a very serious meeting.
And then our fourth member, Tim, after about 6 months was going to go to grad school, so we just took the fall of 2009 to sort of rejig as a trio, and then played our first concerts as a trio in like early 2010.
They just said, we're really not percussionists anymore.
Like last night, I heard a sound. I'm staying at his house, and I went outside, and it seemed like it was like clapping. It was like outside in the courtyard, like in his backyard, and like kind of like doing this ritual, like clapping, or like I don't know if he was like rehearsing, or it was very transfixed in like a hypnotized kind of way. And I just wonder if like you've seen anything like that with them. Like,
I have not seen him do anything like that.
That when I think of them on stage now, like literally, the last performance I went to, and I think of them back then you're exactly right. There was like all these bifurcations, and then they went in a new direction, and they went in a new direction again.
Yeah, the memories of everything that happened are a little hazy for me too.
You know, I feel like that now that you say that, I have sort of noticed. Yeah, like a ritualistic way that they are.
We were at Peabody playing a master class for Christopher Rouse, and his stick flew out of his hand and went off the stage, but the stage was only like 8 inches off the ground, and no one handed him his stick, even though we were pretty close to the audience, and so Tim had to, like, while we were in the middle of the piece, do like a 30-second walk all the way to the front to get his stick, and then walk all the way back, and then try and jump back in. And anyone in the front row could have just grabbed his stick and just handed it up to him, but no one did.
But knowing him for so long, he seems like, does he seem, you know, like his own self? Like, you know, as a person, I mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just find myself wanting to be alone. Like I submitted I can get out, you know, not be together as a group.
Yeah.
I need to go and be by myself.
They mentioned in one of the interviews like this word creature. I don't know if they've told you anything about like creature or yeah.
Is it a creature that's like native to Texas, like the chupacabra?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's what I'm like kind of trying to.
I mean, I'm not surprised to hear that percussion or sort of like rhythmic thing would bring something like that out. Honestly, you know.
Like almost like he's hoarding them. Like that's worrisome.
Yeah.
How do like Matt and Cullen feel about his beaten collection?
Well, they're always like very secretive when I talk. Seem like a very monolithic creature or something like that. Like almost. That's why I'm saying like
I've never heard them talk about that. No. In fact, I've never heard them talk about stuff like that.
Okay.
I guess I'm not sure. Some kind of out-of-body experience, like traveling between different places or maybe between different states of being. I didn't quite understand.
I didn't know if we were like, if we did it, if we brought it there, I guess.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought we brought it there.
Do you feel like it's influenced the way you perform now?
Subconsciously. It's hard to forget.
Well, officially, I am the social media guy, but that doesn't have anything to do with music.
Probably musically, each one brings a different set of skills. I know Adam is very tech-oriented, you know, he's really a brilliant guy with that sort of thing. So like all of them have, and I have different conversations about different things with each of them.
I worry most in the group about precision, subdivision. Yeah, just playing a note together, making the same sound and tone quality.
63!
And I can get pretty intense with that.
163! He is probably one of the best I've ever played with at keeping time and knowing. You just name a tempo and he like knows it, like he'll be able to play it. I think sort of my job is getting everyone in the room together.
That's kind of my job. And then Adam kind of takes over the more music making side of things. Cullen's more of the voice of reason.
Yeah, Adam definitely does time. I feel like Matt likes to like scratch and rub and I mean, and I
guess I like doing that too a little bit.
I've gotten to know Matt and his love of cooking and his family and everything. And it's been awesome to watch Adam's family grow and Cullen's sort of bands and music outside of Line Up Online. And it's fun to watch the dynamics of the three of them interact.
Maybe that's something I could be bringing to the, that's something I'm bringing to Line Up Online a lot. It's just grounding.
I think also, like, maybe we didn't realize this at the time, but I think one thing that we have in common is 93. We want to be asked to do things we haven't done before, so we were having fun. Like, at first those were kind of these new challenges of like pieces that we already existed, but we were commissioning, and then it sort of became like new skill sets altogether.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I've also noticed that they have like their own almost like allegiances with particular instruments of percussion. It feels like I always see Matt playing like metal and Cullen like skin instruments, and Adam playing like wooden instruments, and so I was wondering if there's something up with that.
Wasn't always that way though. Like, you weren't always playing skins. I feel like you're always playing skins now.
Yeah. I used to be a more rounded percussionist.
148!
Like, we go to like hand out parts, he's just like,
I get the skin.
yeah, just
Without even asking. Like, he's like, I'm taking that part.
We have a pretty loyal core following in Austin. It's smallish, but they're dedicated. They come, I think, never really know what they're going to get out of a Line Up Online concert, I think. And I think that's what brings them there. Some have told me that's what brings them there. Which I think, I take that as meaning they like kind of trust us. Like, we do some pretty far out stuff every once in a while that they may hate, and they still keep coming because they trust that we're gonna balance it out somehow or make it worth their while somehow.
I'm not sure what he's doing there. I wonder if that's a meditation thing he does.
not sure. I just remember it. We were doing something else, and then just like working on something really intently, and then it was just there. Just appeared, and
it sounds like you're more like friends with insects than I am.
No, spiders, like roaches, like I'll tear the house apart. If I see one, I'm tearing it apart trying to get rid of that thing.
Same for me. I feel like we're on the same line.
Roaches.
Yeah, I mean
that
honestly,
rings a bell too.
Yeah.
Bell. Roaches.
I found that exactly this number, which is 163 BELLS, helps make this tin everything it can be. If I took out one, or if I added one, we wouldn't be capturing everything that's in the Swiss Club. So
I don't know, sometimes I watch them and like perform music, and they all like, it feels like they have some supernatural force and like pushing them even, like they're so great at what they do, but just wonder if there's something that's fueling their energy, like
They're also, they also have a great sense of humor. This is important too, because a lot of the things they do are asking them to do awkward performative type things. And they've really embraced that, so much so that I've seen a lot of the things that they perform move away from just chops. Exactly, yeah. You know, which I'm bored with personally as a musician and composer. There's so many people who can play a million notes in complex music. It's almost uninteresting anymore. But it's about a concept and you know, what's the point of the piece?